March podcast. I'm Camila and this is my dad Benji. And if you have not checked us out before, our past episodes are on Spotify and on YouTube.
Yes, hit on subscribe. Look at all these episodes that we've done this year, and kind of that's the theme of today. Real simple. Let's call it goodbye to 2022. I don't want to be one of those pessimistic bastards that goes good riddance to 2022.
Yeah.
Now, 2020 and 2021 can fuck off, right off.
No, for sure.
That for sure. They can au revoir.
Yeah.
So I think it wasn't a good riddance. It's a goodbye, right? I think there was a lot of positive things.
Yeah, there was a lot of growth.
Yeah, we want to talk about that both maybe personally, but also maybe as the planet as a whole, as a family, whatever we want to bring up. But of course, we can't end the year without having some odd news. It's been a while since you've been on, and I see you've got a different color hair today. So looks like we did some henna. Are you satisfied with the results?
Yes, satisfied.
Yeah, I like it too. I think Abuelo likes it too. We're getting a nod behind that lovely camera and our production team, and you should thank Abuelo. We should thank him for all the work that he's done in 2022. Thank you very much. We did fire, our production set manager. We brought her back on for some little edits. I'm sure she'll like that, and that's for my wife, by the way. So, Camila, 2022.
Yeah.
Tell us.
I mean, for me, it was a big year of growth. Mostly academically for me, because junior year I started the IB program, and I had to put on my big boy pants, basically, and
for those who don't know, IB, International Baccalaureate, so it tends you need to explain the difference compared to regular classes and also AP. What's the difference?
I mean, it's basically college classes. It's really advanced. IB is the highest curriculum, I guess, that my school offers, and it's really difficult, and it's basically college level stuff, but it just takes a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication, and it's mostly like critical thinking, whereas AP is, I guess AP is critical thinking too, but AP is more, they just throw a bunch of information at you and then you kind of have to memorize it and then take a big test at the end of the year, whereas IB, they give you information, but you kind of have to apply that information to things that they haven't taught you. Okay. If that makes sense.
Yeah, so another way of teaching, a little more critical thinking, a lot more papers, a lot more reading.
Oh, for sure.
But we've pushed you in this program because we think it's going to be important for you to express yourself, as we're doing here on this podcast, not only in writing, but also to be pushed on different subjects. So you were saying it's been a challenging year with IB.
The second half of the year, starting with IB, it's been challenging. I've had to teach myself different, ways to maneuver work and time management and things like that. But I see it as a positive because I guess I've grown in that sense, and I feel better about myself actually with my schoolwork. My grades are showing that I'm actually working, so that's a positive thing that has come out of this year, and so I'm glad that.
Because we talked about the adaptation to Florida, to the IB program. If you recall on the past episodes, also we talked about that anxiety of school. And also that FOMO, fear of missing out, and how it was affecting your grades. And so do you feel that a lot more
for sure
comfortable now?
I've learned to balance it, honestly, and hanging out and having FOMO, that's fine, but I've learned to kind of block it off and tell myself that it's okay to miss out on some of those things because I have to get my stuff done, but when you do have the chance to hang out with your friends, it's like, oh, this is really nice, because you have a moment to relax. So I've learned to appreciate those moments more with my friends, and I guess that's just been nice, being able to just be happy with myself academically and with my friends too. I've been able to filter out people that have not been my cup of tea, I guess, and find people that really do compliment me, and so I think that's the most that I got out of this year.
Well, you live, you learn. We talked about it's not easy being a teenager. It's not easy with the hormones, creating relationships, and especially nowadays, we talked about with the technology. And I think, we talked about from the start of the first episode. By the way, Abuelo, if I look back just to make sure, and Camila, March 13th was the first
episode,
the first episode of, and it was purely audio. We were in the room getting comfortable with our voices, and it was called Otters and Tings. If you guys want to check it out, And it's really, it's only been 9 months that we've been doing this, but it feels a little longer.
That's a growth, though.
It is.
We've grown.
This is our 21st episode. So if the episode was a person, it could drink, and hence I'm celebrating today from the beers that Willow brought to me. So thank you for that. What else? So apart from school, Camila, is there a couple of other things you want to bring up?
Yeah, actually, I mean, I didn't really teach myself this. People have been telling me to do this, but I didn't really pick it up until this year. But in 2022, I started reading books a bunch. Like, I go through series like it's M&M's.
No, I think there's a problem there. We got to talk about
It's really bad. I mean, it's not a bad thing because...
No, it's a good thing, but it's a bad thing.
I mean,
you get obsessed.
It helps, yeah. I get obsessed, but it makes me happy, and it's like, it's something I can look forward to, you know? And I used to hate reading.
Wait, this is the same author. We did the summer book review. Again, another podcast, right?
No, it's not.
Is it the same author?
It's not. I mean, I love that author. She's my favorite author at the moment, but it's just books in general. And I didn't start with that author. I started reading Colleen Hoover, and mostly Colleen Hoover, and most people would know who Colleen Hoover is because she's super popular right now. But books have like become a thing for me, and I've just been going book through book through book, and that's just a hobby that I picked up this year.
Well, I think it's a fantastic hobby because going back to your school, I think it's helping with your vocabulary. I think it's helping you de-stress, and I think also it's helping you have a bit of that escapism, which you like, which I like. But you're doing it while enjoying, whether it's top literate stuff and academic stuff. It doesn't matter. It's that you are reading, right?
Yeah.
And you're getting ideas. Okay.
And
it looks like now you've gotten in a fight with your mother and Abuela over who gets the book at what time. You guys are turning into like these banshees ripping off these series. What's going on
here? They're good books. Yeah. And we're all just reading the same series right now. And my mom's like a really slow reader. So my mom was on like book 4, but I read really fast. So I got to book 4 by the time that she wasn't even done reading the book. So she finally finished book 4 and she started reading book 5, and I was like, no, sister. So I read book 4 in a singular day and book 5 in one day. So now she's on book 5 and I'm on book 6. So I managed to like pass her in this race that we've got going here.
Beautiful.
But I will finish the series.
Okay. So the books, anything else you want?
I mean, not really. The only thing I found funny about this year was that, like, I was thinking about this a lot. When I was younger, I would think about, damn, what am I going to do when I'm 16, when I'm in high school? And I feel like 2022 was the year that encapsulated that, like, mentality? Idea that I had in my head as a kid. You know, because everybody started to get their license. We kind of have freedom from our parents where they trust us to go out. So we were just like, especially this summer too, it was the first summer where either I wasn't moving and I had, like, found a good bunch of friends to hang out with. So it was like that summer where I was like, I was going out left and right and having fun. So I don't know, it reminded me of the Not Another Teen movies, stuff like that, you know?
But maybe one thing that I put on my list that you didn't mention, the return to your birthplace. You didn't mention that. Yeah. What did you think?
I mean, it was...
What is your birthplace, Camila? Where are you born?
Boston, Massachusetts. Yeah, we went on a road trip to Boston. It was really nice to see my friends. Yeah. And to just talk to people that I haven't seen in a while. Obviously, things have changed, and it was weird to see that. And people have changed too, you know? I didn't expect to not see a lot of people, you know? It's like, I don't want to be negative, but it's like kind of sad how people just kind of disappear in your life and they don't really bother to check in anymore. And, you know, I went to Massachusetts. I was like, oh, people are going to want to see me. And I ended up being with the same group of friends that I ended off with, you know, and they're the only ones that really bothered to keep up with my life. So, but it was sweet, you know, in that sense where and also there's so many people in Massachusetts because I was there for 13 years. It was kind of nice that people didn't want to see me because I was like, holy crap, I would have been so like, I need to see this person.
You would have been overwhelmed in your schedule.
I was able to enjoy my time with my best friend, and that's all I could ask for. But yeah.
Yeah, no, it was an important trip. I think also what was important about that trip was I think the driving and us taking time as a family to discover, to spend time together and then discover the South. Yeah. Right, the Southeast leading up to the Northeast.
I didn't realize how cute all this.
Yeah, exactly. So and we talked about that also. Well, for me, from my perspective, obviously, I'm a little older than you. So to me, always health tends to be really, really important. The fact that myself, the rest of the family, apart from little colds and stuff like that, and abuelo and abuela, like we've had fantastic health. We're taking care of ourselves. We're eating right. I think then that brings in the swimming for me. Being a master swimmer, having really embraced it, having been embraced by that community.
Were you going to talk about what you achieved?
Yeah, well, yes, I put down that for the short course yards, short course meters, and long course meters, for my age category, 45 to 49, I'm like top 5 in the country, if not top 3. Thank you, in like 3 events. So to me, that was a major achievement. But that goes into the work-life balance, the health. Speaking of work, the fact there was a lot more travel again, right?
Yes.
So there were firsts. Costa Rica, never been. Got to discover that. Got to discover Dominican Republic in a different eye, and also reconnect with my colleagues and with friends. So that was absolutely lovely. Yeah. On the other side, more for fun, I think I rediscovered, or if not, I fell in love with hip hop again and rap. You
did.
Yes. Yeah. You noticed, right?
It was. Yeah.
I think if I was listening a lot more to reggaeton a couple of years ago, I think I've got hip hop back a lot on in my car.
For sure.
And I think Ransom is the big reason for it.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, and we've talked about this, and I've talked to you guys about him ad nauseum. And shout out to Ransom. He knows how much I love him.
His songs are great.
His songs are great, but there's been others. Millie's, Jada Kiss, the veterans have come out. As I said, we can talk nonstop about that, and there was an episode that we did with Steve. So I wanted to bring up real quick the cranes. We did a whole episode on cranes and the baby cranes, but I'm starting to get worried because you told our audience that after 9 months the cranes are supposed to go spread their wings and find other babies.
They're supposed to leave.
So. I don't know.
They're still here.
The cranes are still here, but also I think these are millennial cranes. They don't want their independence. They're still sucking off the teat of their parents.
I mean, yeah.
Come on.
They come less and less. Like didn't see them for like 2 months.
Yeah, they did have a. We thought it was over.
I was coming out of the laundry room and I was like, "There's no way." And they were like walking towards me, like they knew that I was like, "What are you doing here?" And they were just like, "Hey," and I was like, "Bro, you are grown."
We need a crone. We need crone. We need a crane OBGYN to go check out that female. Be like, "Yo, the clock is ticking." Yeah, like my cousin Vinny. It's time to get out. I'm like, you need kids, and your brother needs to fuck off too, because the parents are like, "Yo," I'm like, "I taught you how to eat the worms." I'm like, they're as tall as the parents now.
They're codependent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're definitely codependent.
A little too
much.
They
have issues because they're still coming over here. They're grown. You're grown.
So yeah, overall, we've got a major trip coming up to end 2022 and embrace 2023, and we'll talk about that. And we won't reveal too much because we'll do an episode on it. But I think, it's been a lovely year, right? I mean, there's been ups and downs as always, but we've embraced them, and I think we're stronger as a family and as people. So hopefully that gives us some courage and some ammunition for 2023.
New year, new me.
Exactly, or whatever. But again, let's remind people, we did an astrology episode, and also in astrology, everybody thinks that the new year is the right time to start everything. No, your new year is your birthday. We're sick and tired of telling people nothing changes on January 1st. Yes, you can write down all your goals. The point is, you got goals, just do them. How about you speak with your actions instead of with your mouth?
Don't procrastinate.
And the other part is look around the energy around your birthday time, and that's really when you renew. People will probably hate me for saying this, but you're your own Jesus Christ. You are the most important person. Absolutely. Your energy is the most important.
Yes.
Okay, so enough of that. We want to end on odd news. Everybody knows this is our most popular segment. We like talking about this. I like finding new stuff, and I've been accumulating a lot, so be patient with me. Camila, I want you to react to this. So some of them are very short, some of them are kind of weird.
Okay.
So we know we're in the middle of kind of an energy crisis after the Russia-Ukraine invasion. Mm-hmm. Everybody's talking about the energy bills, potential recession coming in 2023 globally. Mm-hmm. So we're in Japan.
Of course we are.
The governor of Tokyo has announced that in order to reduce energy bills in the house, in order not to put up your thermostat, he's saying, well, just wear turtlenecks. What do you think of that, Camila? Just wear turtlenecks.
Wait.
And they're trying to return the fashion of turtlenecks. And they even cited Emmanuel Macron. He's like, look, Macron is going in. It can be both professional and kind of laid back. But apparently, because it covers and it's very warm, whether you have wool, whether you have
to turn on the heater?
Yes, you wear turtlenecks in the house. So, Alberto, there's just in case we get a cold freeze, which is coming to Florida,
okay.
Wear a turtleneck, people.
I actually just bought one.
Yeah.
So that's funny coincidence right there.
There you go. So I thought, listen, the Japanese, they're practical.
Yeah.
They're practical, so you gotta love it. Here's another one that maybe, Abuelo will like, and all my folks that are good with their hands, and there's a 135-year-old message in Scotland, so let's call it a Victorian time capsule, that was discovered by a plumber. The plumber was ripping out floorboards. Guess what he finds? A bottle. An old whiskey bottle, of course empty, with a note inside. How cute is this? The two guys who built the house put it in a note and said, we're the ones who built this house. And when you find this, have a laugh. And you know what the last word they were? They're like, by the way, we didn't drink the whiskey. Which I thought was very funny. So super cute time capsule.
Aww.
So I can in my head, I'm imagining these two guys sitting around, be like, I'm gonna write this, somebody's gonna fucking laugh,
Yeah.
And they put it underneath the floorboard.
That's
I thought,
sweet.
how sweet is that?
Yeah.
135-year-old in Scotland.
So wait, when was that?
In the Victorian age, Camila, come on, we're in 2023. Subtract 135, and then you've got it. You're talking about in the 1800s, yeah. So I thought that was fantastic. We did not drink the whiskey.
Yeah,
so they were decent enough to say that. Okay, another one, bringing back to the past. Let's call it hygiene, but / marketing merchandise odd news. In a central Israeli archaeological site has found a piece of, it's almost like an ivory or a tusk root from 1700 BC. And it has written on this comb the world's oldest sentence written in alphabet, but it's not written in alphabet, it's written in Canaanite, which essentially led to the English alphabet.
Okay.
And on this comb, because it has teeth, it's written, may this tusk root out the lice of the hair and the beard. So here we are in central Israel, these ancestors to the Jews, giving you good advice for hygiene, but at the same time, hey, by the way, this does this, buy it. Come on.
I like that. That's cool.
Beautiful. So and so that was just this year. And so I thought that was a nice one.
That's nice.
On a drug maybe odd news, apparently in Belgium there's not enough incinerators, to burn. They cannot keep up.
Like people?
No, people, yes, but they have to burn drugs. They keep on finding cocaine at the port of Antwerp. The other day they found 110 tons of cocaine, and they don't have enough incinerators on top of the burning of regular people of the thing. So it looks like the world, we talk about the world going to shit and all the problems, but cocaine is free flowing in Belgium. Go get it while you can.
Go get some.
Go get some cocaine, kids. Okay, another one, movie odd news. So there's a movie right now by Darren Aronofsky. You probably don't know him. He's done Requiem for a Dream. He's done The Wrestler. He does very gritty, realistic movies. Yeah. So he has a new movie called The Whale. And The Whale is about a man who is severely obese, who cannot move and wants to reconnect with his daughter. Apparently the actor, you should know the actor, he was in The Mummy, Brendan Fraser. And Brendan Fraser, who was considered a heartthrob back in the early 2000s, is getting rave reviews. He was nominated for a Golden Globe, which happens in January of every year. He has said that he's not attending. He refuses to attend the Golden Globes. Why? Because in 2003, there was a gentleman named Philip Beck, a South African, part of the Hollywood Foreign Press. At the time that this gentleman was 69, he's 89 now. Apparently, this gentleman groped him. So I went a little further and he said, I feel uncomfortable. So normally you hear the stories of sexual harassment, it's mostly women, right?
Hold on,
Yes.
I'm confused.
Tell me.
We're in 2022.
Mm-hmm.
So when did this movie come out?
No, the movie came out now, but he was groped in 2003.
Right. He was groped 20 years ago.
Yes.
And
but
he's using that to justify why he doesn't want to go to an event.
But apparently it made him so uncomfortable because this is what I went, and I went.
He can't go in public.
Well, yeah, I'm sure he can, but he refuses to cower to the Hollywood foreign press. He's like, because it wasn't acknowledged properly. He didn't receive the proper apologies, or if not, maybe money or settlements. I don't know if there was lawsuits. Right. So apparently the guy, as a 69-year-old, grabbed his ass. But it's not over. But apparently, then kind of played his finger like he went a little further with the finger. So he said he felt very. I don't want to diminish this. I want to laugh at the same time. But I'm like, because if a 69-year-old does that to me, I turn around. I'm like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? And then I move on with my life. But apparently, Brendan Fraser. We'll see if he shows up or not.
Okay.
I hope he can resort.
We're looking for you on the red carpet, there, pal.
Okay, wonderful. Here's another one. Drug. But with spirituality. I love this one. So, there's some Thailand monks. Thailand monks. So 4 monks and the abbot, so the person who's in charge, failed a drug test.
Oh.
Lovely. So they failed the drug test.
Is it cocaine?
No, it's another drug.
Oh, Christ.
So they failed the drug test and they left kind of the temple empty, right? What they failed was methamphetamine, meth. So apparently methamphetamine is at an all-time high in Thailand. It's a problem. You can get 1 pill for 50 cents. So a lot of people have.
No way.
Yeah, well, the meth it has become a major issue around the world.
Yeah.
In Massachusetts, it was a major issue, and the whole point was the economics of it. Apparently, meth produced in a lab, synthesized, is less expensive than cocaine and even marijuana. So then, and you can go now and go down the rabbit hole with fentanyl, but that's a different story. I won't go too far, I'll keep it light. But 50 cents for a pill is not expensive. So here you go, people with easy access to drugs in an area that apparently is receiving a lot. By the way, through Myanmar, which used to be Burma, and is having all sorts of political trouble. But here we are, we talk about human rights abuse, but again, the drug keeps on flowing. So you tell me where the issue is at. So, they failed the urine test.
Of course they did.
But this is what I love. I've got so many questions, I'll come back to it. But the nearby villagers are so upset, they're concerned. Why? Because in the Buddhist practice, they're concerned about merit making. Worshippers love to give gifts, food, and through good deeds, they get good positive vibes that help them in spiritually, right? So the religious apparently there's a monk bureaucracy. I didn't know there was the regional officers, the local monastery has decided to assign new monks to appease the worshippers. So here I go. First of all, who snitched on them? Why? Who the fuck snitched on the monks? And I didn't know that monks did urine tests.
Neither did I.
Here's the third question. Why are they getting high if they're already spiritually high? I guess life on earth is not that great. And this is after we said 2022 is nice. So apparently in Thailand, if you're a monk, it ain't that fun. So you need to get high.
No way.
Yes, we know that it's 50 cents. But who the fuck supplied the drugs? Who supplied the drugs? Was it the abbot? Was it one of the 4 monks? Who? Because I mean, that's a group, man. That's them getting together on Saturday night. They're like, yo,
we need to get
ripped. We
now.
We haven't received the rice yet from the worshippers. I'm like, we need to go out. Next, this bureaucracy, this spiritual ecosystem that exists, just assigning new monks in order. So it looks like they're like an NBA team. They got a backlog of monks that they can just put from the bench. They're like, yo, you, the bald head, get here. I'm like, do you do drugs? No, sir. But you know he's going to do drugs.
Yeah.
And so then they're not going to address what the core issue is. Like, why the hell are monks getting high? And who is supplying this monastery? So, guys, if you're interested to go to Thailand and figure it out, knock yourselves out.
Get some meth.
Okay. And then the last one on a more, maybe sexual odd news. We're not we're above PG-13 here.
Yes.
So scientists, two stories, one with animals, one with humans. So the good news for women's health, this is a positive story. Apparently we had determined that there was 8,000 nerves in the clitoris. Did you know that, Abuelo? 8,000 nerves. But apparently scientists have discovered 2,000 more.
Holy shit!
Exactly. So when you hear about how important the clitoris is,
why are you saying it like that? It's clitoris.
Okay, no.
Clitoris.
No, it's clitoris. Okay, you can call it clitoris. That's fine.
No.
But apparently there's 10,000 nerve endings. So what that does, the good thing about women's health is that now they can study more of these 2,000 extra nerves, and it helps in either healing or figuring out what gives women pleasure. So it's good news for the men if we have the audacity to find out where it's at.
Still don't know.
Well, yes, that's the joke.
Damn.
But let me finish the animal one. We come back to. I like your joke because we'll come back to it. That's the point. You stole my joke, but I like it. I like where you're going.
Yeah.
In Australia, scientists who, let's just say that they had overlooked the female organs and the clitoris, have found that female snakes have clitorises. And so for all these years, scientists in Australia have been studying just penises, dick everywhere, fucking phalluses of snakes.
Snakes have dicks?
Yes, snakes have dicks.
No way.
So they've been studying just penis, and the Australian guy's like, well, it looks like we overlooked the female organs.
Holy shit, there's a vagina.
No, they found a clitoris, but again, that goes to your joke perfectly, which you stole. It looks like even scientists don't know where the clitoris is.
Oh,
so,
wow.
On that note, we're going to say goodbye.
Yes.
Camila, we want to thank our audience.
Yes.
You guys have been absolutely lovely. We want to thank Abuela for the production. Even though we fired our production set manager, we want to thank Jadelle, my wife, Abuela for being patient, the kids for not making noise when we're doing this. This is a family-run operation. We'll come back next year with more ammunition.
After our lovely vacation.
Yeah, and we'll tell you more about the vacation. We've got some discoveries.
Yes.
We've got more episodes also with Steve. And I think a lot more ideas. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah. Right.
But cheers, everybody. Hit on like, subscribe. Yes. Love you. Merry Christmas.
Follow us on Instagram @Submerge Podcast.
Exactly. And Happy New Year. Cheers, everybody. Au revoir.